Hey, Jared, appreciate it as always. Thanks for being with us here on 97.1 The Ticket. And we do need to obviously start with the events of last night, Damar Hamlin, that situation in the Monday night game. How do you, as a player, process that and even ever, go back on the field? I know it's what you guys do, but it has to be tough.
Yeah, it's really hard to process and to, like you said, think about going back out there at some point. And, it's incredibly hard, obviously, thinking about Damar and his family and then, his teammates and close friends and those guys and how hard this must be for them. And, it shakes everybody. It shakes our whole NFL world and certainly shook me for the last however many hours.
So were you watching the game last night when it happened, or did somebody alert you, or how did you find out what was going on?
Yeah, I was actually watching it, yeah.
Have you had any did you get in touch with players or coaches on your own team, or did they get in touch with you? How does that – just curious if you can walk us through, because we're not part of your community. This is a players' fraternity, and just curious how, you guys go through something like this.
Yeah, you send some texts, guys. I think everyone's kind of in the same boat, though, of, waiting for information, and I don't know if there's any right or wrong way to react at first. It's pretty shaking, like I said, and watching that unfold last night, there's no way that game was going to be played, and again, you just think about Damar and his family right now, and hoping for the best. There's not much news as of now, but hoping everything works out for him and everyone.
Do you know anybody on the Bills?
I do.
Did you reach out to them at all, or any feedback from them?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Well, there's no easy way to transition back to what you guys are playing for, but you are potentially playing for a playoff spot this weekend. Could be on the line. And we saw the schedule came out. How closely will you even be able to pay attention to what's going on in the Seattle game, needing them to lose to have a shot at the playoffs? Because you guys will be starting to get into your, if not already into your pregame routine.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. It'll certainly dictate if our game matters or not for us. But we'll be going in there to either win to go to the playoffs, or, like Dan said, be a spoiler, and we'll know basically when the game starts.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers he's talked a lot since the first meeting with you guys, and you guys beat him the first time around, and he made a statement saying, "Can't believe we lost to, quote, that team," and then kind of doubled down in some comments a couple weeks ago. You've been running his mouth a little bit. How much of that goes noticed by you and your teammates? Are you guys aware of what is being said, and do you have long memories?
Yeah, we're aware. Absolutely. It'll be a fun one Sunday night. We'll see what happens.
You guys got T-shirts made out that say that team or anything like that?
We don't. No T-shirts.
In terms of you mentioned playing for the playoffs or playing to be a spoiler. I mean, maybe you can't even tell until you're in the moment, but what will the difference in intensity be if you hear a final score that Seattle has lost? What will the difference of intensity be in trying to qualify for the postseason, something that midseason seemed unfathomable?
I don't know if there will be much. I think we're going to go try to win regardless, and whatever happens with that game happens. And I think we'll be as fired up for playing the game no matter what happens in that Seattle game.
With that said, we did a topic with the fans a couple of weeks ago about your guys' chances to finish with a winning record, and that even if that winning record comes without a playoff bid, what does that mean to you as a fan? And that's all on the line. What will the difference be between what this season meant, 9-8, no playoffs, or if it's 9-8 and the playoffs?
Yeah, of course we want to be in the playoffs. I think there's a lot of good things we've done this year, and there's been some good, some bad, and some stuff to learn from. But we've given ourselves a chance in this last week to have a potential chance to get in, and that's what we want to do. I don't think there's any consolation prize, but there are some good things that we were able to do this year.
Can you describe what the feeling has been this whole season? I mean, to start 1-6, then to go 6-1, and coming back, it just seems like a roller coaster. The game against Carolina, not good. The game against the Bears, real good. What's this season been like for you?
Yeah, it's a good way to put it. Is a roller coaster, and it feels like it feels like we've been in must wins for the last 6-7 weeks now, and we've won most of them, but we've lost a couple. And how do we find a way to win this last one and give ourselves a chance?
How does this ride compare with seasons you've had in the past when you were with the Rams?
Yeah, totally different. Totally different. We started off 1-6 and had to kind of fight out of that. It's been fun. It hasn't been easy, but it's been fun to see the team grow and the team understand who we are now and have a full identity and know that we can beat anybody.
Does this team feel like it's your team?
Yeah, it's our team. I mean, I'm a part of it, but yeah, I'm a leader on this team, and it's my team as much as it is every other 53 guys on this roster.
We saw you running down the field on a couple of occasions. One was on a run, you were chasing along, and another was when you were out of bounds, running along on Jamal Williams' long run. That kind of enthusiasm, that kind of fun. Take us through what inspired, especially the one where you were out of the game, running down the sideline, chasing after Jamal.
Yeah, well, I wanted him to score because I think it would have been the breaking Barry Sanders record if he would have scored there. So I was kind of hoping he'd get in, and just came with just short. But hopefully we can get him that this weekend. And but yeah, I was fired up for him, and he's been battling all year to kind of give himself those chances. And I believe that run may have put him over 1,000. So stuff like that's exciting for guys, and I was excited for him.
Well, you just mentioned this weekend, and obviously that's Green Bay, and this is a huge game, potentially looming massive if things go your way before you play. What has changed with Green Bay? Because they've kind of done the same thing you have and strung a bunch of wins together.
Yeah, I think it's a good question. I was thinking about that earlier in the week, and they were probably say the same thing we would say when we played them. We were not the same team we are now, and we beat them, but they've gotten a lot better, and so have we. And I know they're feeling pretty good coming off a couple wins, and we're feeling good coming off a win of our own. So it'll be a fun game, and it'll be a good battle.
You guys have been exceptionally good at home, and on the road you've put together some big wins. But talk about the different challenges between playing at home and playing on the road, because I think when you guys play at home, it's almost punch button. We know the offense is going to cruise, and on the road it's obviously tougher. So what are some of the challenges?
Well, there's always road. Noise and stuff that can play a factor. But to be honest, we've played some really good defenses on the road this year. When I think about it, Dallas, New England, the Jets, Carolina, those are really good defenses, and they've had our number in some of those games. And we got to be better. I don't think the road versus home atmosphere plays as much of a role as just the teams we played throughout the year.
I think one of the things that maybe gets your offense going is that you've got so many guys that can be involved in it. And for me, and watching games up in the press box, I enjoy watching it where I'm staring at the sidelines and watching the group of receivers waiting to get into the game. They're kind of jockeying for position. Everybody wants to get into the game, and it seems like personnel changes 2 out of 3 plays almost. Every other player, or 2 out of 3 plays, you've got more guys coming in, more guys coming out, and maybe that speaks to why you were able to throw the ball to 10 different receivers in the first half in the game on Sunday. But what's it like? Because I would imagine a lot of quarterbacks want to be able to have and get into a rhythm with the same group of guys, and yet your group of guys keeps changing, and you just go with the flow.
Yeah, I think it's part of our offense. A lot of teams say they're multiple or want to be multiple on offense. We truly are multiple. We have so many different personnel, so many different guys who can do different things. We run the ball in different ways, different scheme. We throw the ball in different ways. So yeah, we are multiple, and it does give us an advantage to have guys that we can put in different spots, and to be so deep now in the receiver room with Jamison healthy and DJ and Josh and all those guys back healthy. We're 5-6 deep in there with guys that we feel comfortable with. So the personnel switches are able to happen quite a bit.
So you're in the huddle, you call the play, that Jamison Williams is going to get the ball on that on the handoff there, the reverse play. What goes through your mind? Because you know what's going to happen, and once you hand him the ball, because of your vantage point, you could probably see what's going to happen. Can you describe that play?
Yeah, he's pretty fast, and then get it in his hands, let him roll. And my job on that play was to lead block, and he ran right by me. He didn't need me lead blocking for him, but he's a fast guy, and anytime he touches the ball, good things can happen.
Jared, I want to zoom out and take the 30,000-foot view of where the Lions are right now. Again, regardless of what happens this weekend, how close is this team that next year we're going to be talking about? seeding and things like that, because it feels like you guys are right on the cusp with a good off season. This team could really take a big jump forward.
Sure. Yeah, we got one more this year. We'll talk about the off season when that comes. But yeah, we got one more this year, and I promise I'll let you guys know how I feel about the off season when that comes.
So this is hopefully not next week, but we'll circle back to this, okay, at some point.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
Right. At some point, whenever our season ends, so we can talk about it.
Hopefully that's at least we
Couple
got
weeks.
A few more
Several
weeks. Of
weeks.
that.
That's
Yeah.
right. Hopefully it's a handful of weeks.
Hey, appreciate it. Thanks for your time, and we will talk again next week.
All right, guys.
Thanks, Jared.
Jared Goff joining us every Tuesday here on 97.1 The Ticket.